Love how Zoom tells us that now. And I would love to introduce to you Council Member Maggie Ullman, who will be conducting our lottery. Maggie is a member of the Asheville City Council. Excuse me. She studied environmental policy and economics at UNCA and served as Asheville's first sustainability director while working to significantly reduce Asheville's carbon footprint, save annually on the city's energy bill, and increasing recycling efforts by 35%. Councilmember Ullman currently serves as the chair of the Environment and Safety Committee and also serves as a member of the Policy and Human Resources Committee and the Planning and Economic Development Council Committee. She is a busy woman. Ms. Ullman is riding bikes and paddling the beautiful rivers of Western North Carolina with her husband and her 9-year-old daughter. So I'm going to pass the mic over to you, Ms. Ullman.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's nice to be in community with everybody here. I know it's a big and exciting day for lots of families out there. Just wanted to introduce myself a little before we go to the lottery. I'm the newest woman on our all-women city council. I got elected in November, and the priorities that I'm leading on our behalf are really to focus on affordability, on driving us towards climate change solutions, and really making sure that we have excellent core city services. So I wanted to provide a little core city service update for anyone in the neighborhood where Evergreen is that the long-awaited sidewalk on Newhall Creek should be starting to actually get into construction this fall. We know it feels like probably forever. That's a technical math term. But part of what's really tricky with doing sidewalk projects is you need to acquire the property next to the road. And so it just takes some time to really work with those property owners. But by next fall, by the time some of y'all are commuting up to the school, we should have a sidewalk for some folks to be using to safely get to school. So I also wanted to share a little story about how Evergreen, what it means to me and what I think it means to a lot of folks. Is my experience with Evergreen was a couple different touches, but this past fall, when candidates like myself were running for local office, the students hosted a candidate forum, which means they did the research on what the local issues were. They came up with questions to inspire discussion and conversation so that community members could think about where their votes were going to be. I am not exaggerating when I say that the questions the student made were some of the best of the whole campaign season. It was so thoughtful. It was so non-biased. It was so designed to open up inquiry and inquisition and conversation. And my sense is that that is just one taste of what the school offers, is a space where folks can really look to be part of community. It was really touching and I loved it. So thank you all for creating such wonderful humans. And I hope that some of the folks on this Zoom call get to become part of that in the future. But I will say there's been 700 applicants and there are not that many slots. And so some folks, this is not the year for you, but I'll say having a 9-year-old who's been in 2 different public schools. We started Ruby's school at W.D. Williams, a county public school in Swannanoa, and loved it. And Ruby's now at Claxton Elementary and Asheville City Schools, and we're having a great experience there. There are so many amazing teachers and administrators and school communities in the Asheville area, and Evergreen is one of them. So onward to whatever the future is for your kiddo and your family. And some folks will be with us here at Evergreen and some will go on to other places as well. Okay, now I feel like we need a drum roll, but I don't know how to do that on Zoom. So I'm going to share my screen to the lottery's site. Let me do this really carefully so that I don't mess up. There we go. All right. So now we're seeing that all the grades are selected over here. And I'm going to hit submit. And it's showing that we're moving in the right direction. And I'm going to double check my work like we teach our kiddos. And I'm going to hit submit again. And they really want to make sure that we don't mess up. So I'm going to say, yes, I confirm to run this lottery, and we hit submit again. I really appreciate their thoroughness with this tool. All right. And so like Kelly mentioned earlier, it takes a couple minutes to do the processing. Oh yeah, you can see this is like live election results here. Currently 4 out of 60. So they are running. And as Kelly said, it takes a bit of time for both this tool to work, but then also we want to make sure all the confirmations are thorough. So by, I think she mentioned 3:30 today, the official notices will be coming in.
This is that awkward silent moment or moments where we thought, well, maybe we could sing songs to people, but we decided that wouldn't necessarily be all that pleasant, especially with me singing. So we're just gonna wait and have quiet moment as we watch the numbers.
Yeah. It's a good time for mindfulness. Look around you, something you're really grateful for. So on the back end, this tool is running through all the applications, and then kind of at the end of the 5-minute tabulation that we're all watching live now, you all get a report on the back end, and then you get to do the cross-checking today. Is that kind of how this tool works?
That is correct. Yes. So I can take a look and see if everything worked correctly with the preference groups, which we have preference groups for siblings of enrolled students, for students of full-time staff members, and students of board members. And then we have those preference group for economically disadvantaged students. So all of those algorithms go into this. And then we have students that aren't in a preference group who are definitely going to get a spot in kindergarten and perhaps some other grades. And as you can see, the surnames, so that's another thing. Twins both get in, no matter what. So it's checking to make sure that if one twin got in, the other twin got in. And then we also have surnames. So we try to keep families together. So that's another thing that it's checking for is, let's see, if this kiddo got into kindergarten, do they have a sibling that might be able to move up their wait list in a different grade? So that's all the algorithms that are happening right now. We used to do this with little ping pong balls in a basket 25 years ago when Evergreen first started. So we've come a long way here.
That does sound fun. Oh, and we're up to 7th grade, so we're almost there. All right, you successfully activated the lottery. I'll go ahead and stop sharing. Does that sound right?
Yep.
All right. Great. Back to y'all.
Thanks, Maggie.
Thank you, Maggie. And thank you, Kelly. That was really helpful to hear that summary of all the algorithms that are being processed. And yes, thank goodness for technology. I think that's all we need to do at this point. You all are welcome to check on the website and see what's there. But like Kelly said, things won't be finalized and official until later this afternoon after we go through and make sure that all the right things happened behind the scenes, and that it was done with fidelity. So thanks for everybody for being here. Fingers crossed for all of you, and have a wonderful summer. Hope to see some of you next year. Bye.
Bye.